CEO of Fidelity Bank Bahamas, Bowe is insisting that the Bahamas brace for a possible global recession. This despite the government expressing that it's not concerned about one at all.
We don't claim recession. All right, there are differing opinions. Like you say, some people think we're already in it. Some economists says that it's going to happen. Our experience is that we are in the midst of a very strong rebound in our economy led by tourism.
However, Bowe says while he won't say a recession here in the Bahamas is imminent, it's important to look at the primary markets that impact us, like the United States. There's a virtual consensus that the U.S. is going into a recession, given that its Federal Reserve has been increasing interest rates, making the cost of borrowing more expensive.
And so where consumers in the United States of America historically, at least certainly for the past several years, have been able to borrow cheaply. With cheap money has come with a consumption, and part of that is also travel. So for the Bahamas, when the United States has significant negative economic impacts, we always feel it. So from that perspective, the Bahamas should not be bearing its head in the sand.
Now, tourism stakeholders have indicated strong bookings throughout the upcoming holiday season, which means visitors will be coming to our shores and spending their money, something Mr. Bowe labels as emotional money, given the pent-up demand for travel coming out of COVID-19 lockdowns and travel restrictions. He says we have to be mindful, though, that we should not see this as surplus funds that ought to be exhausted during this time in hope that we don't see contracted activity next year. That said, he says we have to live a little less comfortably.
And put away reserves so that we can live in a dignified manner for a longer period of time, possibly without much, luxury and superfluous spend. Or we want to spend it now, and then when things become tighter, we're not only in a less comfortable situation, we're probably in an unbearable situation.
And while some may say a looming recession's possible impact on the Bahamas speaks to the need to diversify the economy, Bowe says we need to exploit the tourism industry for all that it offers.
When we look at the Bahamas, we have so much to offer in terms of the waters, in terms of the culture, in terms of the heritage, and we have to start ensuring that we promote all facets of tourism. We have focused very heavily on recreational tourism, meaning persons visiting resorts and hotels, restaurants, and sporting events.
And on a more individual level, Bowe advises Bahamians to go back to the advice of our forefathers and hold on to as much of our finances as we can.
What did they always preach? To save for a rainy day. They taught about looking at your life in stages and really look at how you plant or establish foundation. So, we've run away from what I'm going to say, the sacrifices that our forefathers demonstrated. Regardless of how little it is that I earn, there was always a very specific percentage of it that was set aside so that when the rainy day comes, there was something to draw on.
Leah Cooper, Eyewitness News.